right next doors. The Rathbone Plaza is a little bit different. This is all underwater.
It is dangerous for a ruler to trust others. He who trusts others can be manipulated by others. Han Fei. Welcome back, guys, to Few Minutes Knowledge, where we explore the lives of various historians. In this video, we're talking about Han Fei. The exact year of Han Fei's birth is unknown, but scholars believe it was around 280 BCE. Unlike the other famous philosophers of the time, Han Fei belonged to the ruling family of the state of Han during the Warring States period. He was born stuttering and couldn't argue well, but he was good at writing papers. He served Xun Jin with his friend Li Si, who admitted that he was not as competent as Han Fei.
No good for small animals. It's only have the common stuff. It's a corporate one, corporate pet shop. So it's all big company stuff.
Hematite is opaque, and when polished, it appears very metallic. When faceted, its innate metallic luster comes to life, creating a wonderfully mesmerizing effect.
The exact year of Han Fei's birth is unknown, but scholars believe it was around 280 BCE. Unlike the other famous philosophers of the time,
this is Tumba Plaza, they call it. Good wonderful morning, everybody. So we don't have shopping malls, but we do have shopping centers.
The intelligent man should see to it that his friends are immortal, his enemies mortal. Philo of Alexandria. Philo of Alexandria, also Philo Judaeus, is a Hellenistic Jewish philosopher from Alexandria, Egypt. Philo's introduced allegory to Jewish sacred texts, mainly the Torah, to harmonize it with the Greek philosophy, which was something new and different, so it was often misunderstood. Many thought Philo was changing perception of the Bible, making it look like a legend over historicity. It is estimated that Philo was born sometime between 20 and 10 BC and died after 41 CE. What we know about his life is that he was from a wealthy Jewish family from Alexandria. He had two brothers, of which one was an alabarch, a Jewish official in Alexandria, responsible for taxation and customs. Philo grew up and lived during constant tensions between Jews and Greeks in the city under Roman rule. He received good education in the Hellenistic culture, the Roman culture, the ancient Egyptian culture, Judaism, Jewish traditional literature, and Greek philosophy. Philo wrote many works. Some of them have been preserved in Greek, some survived through Armenian translations, and a small number through Latin translations. Most of the work is about religion, especially Torah, Hebrew Bible. He considered Torah as the source and standard for all the
Hematite
truth,
is opaque,
not only religious,
and when
and
polished,
interpreted the
it appears
characters of the
very
Bible as
metallic.
aspects of the human being.
When faceted,
For
its
example,
innate metallic
Adam represents
luster
the mind,
comes to life,
Eve, the
creating
senses,
a
and Noah
wonderfully
represents
mesmerizing
tranquility. God is transcendent,
effect.
without physical features or emotional qualities. He is beyond time and space. Human beings are trichotomous, three-part, mind, soul, and body. Logos is the chief mediator between
the exact
God
year of Han Fei's birth is unknown, but scholars believe it was around 280 BCE. Unlike the other famous philosophers of the time,
7 and 10. Philo was partly into politics, and the only event in his life that is precisely known is his participation in the embassy to Rome in 40 CE, where he represented the Alexandrian Jews in a delegation to the Roman Emperor Caligula following civil conflict between the Alexandrian Jewish and Greek communities. He also confronted Caligula for trying to erect monuments around Alexandria and make himself worshipped like other gods. Philo wrote a book, Embassy to Gaius, Negatio ad Gaium, where he gave details of his diplomatic mission to Rome. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
Georgius Agricola, born George Bauer on March 24, 1494, was a German humanistic scholar, mineralogist, and metallurgist who made significant contributions to the fields of mining, mineralogy, and geology during the 16th century. Agricola's pioneering work in these areas laid the foundation
intelligent
for
man
modern
should see
understanding
to it
and
that his
practices
friends
in
are
mining
immortal,
and mineral
his
sciences.
enemies mortal.
Agricola's most
Philo of
famous work
Alexandria.
is his book De Re Metallica, on the
Philo of
nature of metals,
Alexandria,
published
also
in
Philo
1556,
Judaeus,
1 year after his death. This comprehensive treatise provides a detailed account of mining techniques, mineralogy, metallurgy, and the extraction of ores. It became the authoritative work in the field for centuries, serving as a guide for miners and metallurgists and advancing knowledge in the mining
The
industry.
Hellenistic Jewish philosopher
In De
from
Re
Alexandria,
Metallica,
Egypt.
Agricola introduced new
Philo's
methods for the
introduced allegory to
identification
Jewish
and
sacred texts,
classification of minerals.
mainly the Torah, to
He described
harmonize it with
various
Greek
ores,
philosophy,
their
which was
properties,
something
and their
new
uses,
and different, so it
significantly
was often
expanding the
misunderstood.
understanding
Many
of
thought
mineralogy
Philo
at
was
the time. Agricola's systematic approach to studying minerals and his emphasis on accurate observation and documentation
changing perception
set the
of the
stage
Bible,
for the
making it look
development
like a
of
legend
mineral
over
sciences
historicity.
as a distinct field of study.
It is estimated that
Agricola's
Philo was born
contributions to
sometime
metallurgy
between 20 and 10
were equally
BC and died
significant. He
after
improved
41
existing
CE.
methods for extracting and refining metals,
What we know about his
introducing
life
more
is that he
efficient
was
techniques. He also advanced the understanding of the properties and behaviors of metals, which paved the way for the development of metallurgical processes and the production of high-quality metals. Moreover, Agricola's work extended to the field of
which
geology.
one was an alabarch.
He recognized the role of water in the formation of geological features, such as valleys, rivers, and mountains. He also hypothesized about the internal processes of the Earth, speculating on the origins of volcanoes and earthquakes. While his geological theories were not always accurate, he represented early attempts to explain natural
the Roman
phenomena
culture,
and marked the
the
beginning
ancient
of
Egyptian
geological
culture,
inquiry.
Judaism,
Agricola's
Jewish
impact
traditional
on the mining
literature,
industry
and Greek
and scientific
philosophy.
community was immense.
Philo
His
wrote many
writings
works.
influenced generations
Some of them have been
scholars,
preserved
miners,
in Greek.
and metallurgists.
Some survived through
shaping the
Armenian
development
translations
of
and a
mining
small
techniques
number
and the
through Latin
understanding of
translations.
earth sciences.
Most of the work is
His
about
work
religion,
contributed
especially
to the expansion
Torah,
of mining
Hebrew Bible.
operations and the growth
He
of the
considered
European
Torah as
economy
the
during the Renaissance.
source and standard for all
Hematite is
watching.
not only
religion,
and when
Don't hesitate to
polished,
comment
it appears
below.
very
Share this video
metallic.
with
aspects
your
of the human
friends.
being.
When
See you in my
faceted,
next
its
video.
innate metallic
Adam represents
luster
the
comes to life,
Eve, the
creating
senses,
a
and Noah
wonderfully
represents
mesmerizing
tranquility. God is transcendent,
effect.
without physical features or emotional qualities. He is beyond time and space. Human beings
This is where you get your
Today, it is estimated that Myanmar is the origin of 70% of the world's supply of high-quality jadeite. But jade can also be found
are
in New
trihotomous,
Zealand, Canada,
three-part.
Taiwan, Guyana, Suriname, Southern Europe, Russia, and China. Jadeite has hardness between 6 to 7 on the Mohs scale, while nephrite is between 6 to 6.5. Jade is the official gem for the 12th anniversary. In general, it is believed that jade attracts love, protects travelers, keeps you relaxed, and brings harmony, prosperity, and good luck. The best way to clean your jade is to dip a soft cloth into the soapy water and gently wipe your gem.
Bedding over here. The next warehouse over is the big pet shop, which is no good for guinea for small animals. It's only have the
He had the first-hand experience of understanding the dynamics of a war being born in the times of the Peloponnesian War. He observed the political chaos and finally saw Athens defeated at the hands of Sparta. Due to his political background, he was destined to be a politician, but his life took a sharp turn when he met Socrates. Though his teacher was highly unpopular with the current Democrat leaders, Plato was determined to be on Socrates' side. He also tried to prevent his execution, but since Socrates willingly gave his life, Plato was disappointed with the politics and left Athens to explore other areas of science. He came in close contact with Pythagoras, learning more about mathematics, geometry, and astronomy. 12 years after returning back to his homeland in 387 BC, At the age of 40, he opened one of the earliest known organized schools in Western civilization called the Academy, where he spent the rest of his life writing and teaching. He died around 348 at the age of 8.
The problem is, I wouldn't go here unless he really, really, really had to. And only if you know.
Francis Bacon, born in 1561, was an English philosopher, statesman, lawyer, and scientist, one of the most influential thinkers of the early modern period. Bacon is particularly known for his advocacy of the scientific method, which he believed was the key to unlocking the secrets of nature and improving human life. His works include essays, scientific treatises, and philosophical works. Born into a prominent family in London, Bacon received a classical education in Cambridge and later studied law. He served as a member of Parliament and held several positions in the English court, including that of Lord Chancellor, the highest legal office in the land. Despite his political career, Bacon is best known for his intellectual achievements, particularly his contributions to philosophy and science. Bacon's philosophy was rooted in the belief that knowledge should be based on empirical evidence rather than abstract speculation. He believed that the best way to understand the natural world was through observation and experimentation, and he was a passionate advocate of the scientific method. Bacon argued that scientists should use inductive reasoning to develop theories based on observations and experiments, and then test those theories to see if they hold up under further scrutiny. He believed that this approach would lead to a more accurate understanding of the natural world and enable scientists to make practical improvements to human life. Bacon's scientific contributions were also significant. He wrote on a wide range of topics, including optics, astronomy, geology, and medicine. He was particularly interested in the idea of progress, and he believed that science could be used to improve knowledge and understanding. Bacon's ideas helped to pave the way for the scientific revolution, which transformed the way people thought about the natural world and laid the groundwork for modern science. In addition to his philosophical and scientific work, Bacon was also an accomplished writer, best known for his essays, which cover a wide range of topics and are known for their concise, aphoristic style. Despite many accomplishments, Bacon's legacy is somewhat mixed. He was criticized by some of his contemporaries for his political maneuvering and was eventually forced to resign his position as Lord Chancellor in disgrace. Some have also accused him of plagiarism, although this remains a matter of debate among scholars. Nevertheless, Bacon's ideas have had a profound impact on the development of modern science and philosophy around the world. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
Good wonderful morning, everybody.
There are only two people who can tell you the truth about yourself. An enemy who has lost his temper, and a friend who loves you dearly. Antisthenes. Antisthenes was known as an accomplished orator, Socrates' student, and philosopher. But he is now best known as the founder of cynicism. Antisthenes was born around 445 BC and died around 365 BC in Athens. Under the influence of Socrates' ideas, he opened his own school where he attracted poorer people. He lived in simplicity, wearing only a cloak and a wallet that will become the uniform of his later followers. Antisthenes was one of those that would demonstrate that virtue can be taught and that nobility belongs only to the virtuous. And he believed that virtue was sufficient of itself to ensure happiness, as it required nothing else but the strength of spirit. And he maintained that virtue is a matter of deeds, not words or learning, and that the wise man is self-sufficient. Antisthenes was a student of Socrates, from whom he learned the fundamental ethical principle that virtue, not pleasure, is the ultimate goal of life. According to Antisthenes, everything a wise person does conforms to perfect virtue, and pleasure is unnecessary and a positive evil. He is said to have considered pain and even ill repute to be blessings, and he once said, "I'd rather be insane than feel pleasure." His work on natural philosophy included a theory of the nature of the gods, in which he argued that people believed in many gods, but there was only one natural God. He also stated that God is unlike anything on earth and thus cannot be understood through any representation. Antisthenes was troubled by the problem of universals in logic. As a proper nominalist, he believed that definition and predication are either false or tautological because we can only say that each individual is what it is and can only describe its qualities, such as that silver is the same color as tin. Antisthenes lived a rigorous ascetic lifestyle and developed many of the Cynic philosophical principles that inspired Diogenes and later Cynics. He was said to have laid the foundations for the city they later built. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
This is the Kmart Auto Repair Centre. Well, it used to be. Looks like it's been taken over. They've sold it off. This is now my car.
In 1783, Jean-Baptiste Louis Rome de Lisle identified spinel as a different mineral than ruby. Many of history's famous rubies were actually spinel. The well-known 14th century Black Prince's ruby in the British imperial crown is a red spinel. Spinel is found in Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Myanmar, Thailand, and Cambodia. Other countries where it's mined include Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Nepal, Madagascar, Nigeria, Tanzania, and Australia. The largest found spinel in the world is Sumerian spinel. It weighs 500 carats and is part of the Iranian crown jewels. Spinel was recently added as an August birthstone. It is 8 on a Mohs scale of hardness.
Morning, everybody. So we don't have shopping malls. But we do have shopping centres. This is Toowoomba Plaza.
There are only two people who can tell you the truth about yourself. An enemy who has lost his temper, and a friend who loves you dearly. Antisthenes. Antisthenes was known as an accomplished orator, Socrates' student, and philosopher, but he is now best known as the founder of Cynicism. Antisthenes was born around 445 BC and died around 365 BC in Athens. Under the influence of Socrates' ideas, he opened his own school where he attracted poorer people. He lived in simplicity, wearing only a cloak and a wallet that will become the uniform of his later followers. Antisthenes was one of those that would demonstrate that virtue can be taught and that nobility belongs only to the virtuous. And he believed that virtue was sufficient of itself to ensure happiness, as it required nothing else but the strength of spirit. And he maintained that virtue is a matter of deeds, not words or learning, and that the wise man is self-sufficient. Antisthenes was a student of Socrates, from whom he learned the fundamental ethical principle that virtue, not pleasure, is the ultimate goal of life. According to Antisthenes, everything a wise person does conforms to perfect virtue, and pleasure is unnecessary and a positive evil. He is said to have considered pain and even ill repute to be blessings, and he once said, "I'd rather be insane than feel pleasure." His work on natural philosophy included a theory of the nature of the gods, in which he argued that people believed in many gods, but there was only one natural God. He also stated that God is unlike anything on earth and thus cannot be understood through any representation. Antisthenes was troubled by the problem of universals in logic. As a proper nominalist, he believed that definition and predication are either false or tautological because we can only say that each individual is what it is and can only describe its qualities, such as that silver is the same color as tin. Antisthenes lived a rigorous ascetic lifestyle and developed many of the Cynic philosophical principles that inspired Diogenes and later Cynics. He was said to have laid the foundations for the city they later built. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends.
This is the
See you in my next video.
Kmart Auto Repair Centre. Well, it used to be. Looks like it's been taken over. They've sold it off.
A reflective, contented mind is the best possession. Zarathustra. He's also known as Zarathustra Spitama. or in Greek,
Servicing.
Zoroaster. The name Zarathustra means the one who possesses the old camel. Although the exact time and place of his birth is not known, he's believed to have lived in Persia, today Iran, sometime between 1500 BCE and 500 BCE. Zarathustra was born as a third of 5 children in the family of Spitama that belonged to a nomadic tribe. There are many miraculous stories concerning his life. One of them said that unlike other children who cry out at birth, he laughed. At the age of 7, he started his training in priesthood, and becoming a priest by the age of 15. He stood with his family for 5 more years, when, at the age of 20, he left home to study with other teachers. At that time, practicing religion included animal sacrifice, but Zarathustra didn't like the idea that animals were treated in such a horrible way to please the gods. At the age of 30, while he was praying by a river, he experienced a divine revelation. A bright light appeared, introducing itself as Vohumana, meaning good purpose. Vohumanas was sent directly from Ahura Mazda. That means the Lord of Wisdom, with the message that him, Ahura Mazda, is the only one true God, and that the religion that was practiced until now was wrong. For example, Ahura Mazda doesn't want animal sacrifices. What Ahura Mazda wants is the good behavior of people. Zarathustra immediately started to preach a new true religion, where humans have a free will to choose between two entities. Choosing Ahura Mazda with his spirits of light, one is choosing the path of love, light, blessing, and while living good on the earth is getting a guarantee that in the afterlife will go to paradise. On the other side, if a human is choosing the dark forces of evil spirit Angra Mainyu, later known as Ahriman, enjoying the bad things on earth, the afterlife is guaranteed in a dark hell. But in the circle of priests, Zarathustra was not accepted well. They rejected his new religion. Zarathustra left his home to find somewhere more open to new ideas. He found such a place in the country of King Vishtaspa, in Bactria. The King Vishtaspa heard Zarathustra debating with the religious leaders of his land, and decided to accept Zarathustra's ideas, and made them the official religion of his kingdom, known as Zoroastrianism. It is believed that Zarathustra is to have been married, and to have had 3 sons and 3 daughters. He died in his late 70s, leaving behind the world's first monotheistic faith, one of the oldest religions still in existence. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you can receive regular video updates from my channel. Don't hesitate, comment your views, and see you in the next video.
Good, wonderful morning, everybody. Now, we don't have shopping malls, but we do have shopping centres.
Life is an unfoldment, and the further we travel, the more truth we can comprehend. To understand the things that are at our door is the best preparation for understanding those that lie beyond. Hypatia of Alexandria. Welcome back, guys, to my YouTube channel, Few Minutes Knowledge. In this video, we're talking about the Hypatia of Alexandria. Hypatia was born between 350 and 370 AD. She was the daughter of mathematician Theon of Alexandria. Theon was the head of a prestigious school named after the Hellenistic Mauseon. Hypatia became a brilliant public speaker and scholar, and she joined her father's faculty. She wrote about mathematics and astronomy. She worked on algebraic equations as well as conic sections. She instructed on how to make the astrolabe for ship navigation and devices for measuring fluid density. Hypatia was a Neoplatonist, like her father, and she lectured on the original Neoplatonism formulated by Plotinus. The Alexandrian school was renowned for its philosophy at the time, and Alexandria was regarded as the Greco-Roman world's intellectual capital, second only to Athens. Hypatia taught students from all over the Mediterranean, including some of the most influential people of that time. Despite being a pagan, she was tolerant of Christians and very respected and influential in political life. Hypatia has been called a universal genius, but she was most likely a teacher and commentator rather than an innovator. There is no evidence that Rachel ever published any independent works on philosophy, nor that she made any groundbreaking mathematical discoveries. Hypatia wrote a commentary to Diophantus's 13-volume book, which was written around 250 AD. It presented over 100 mathematical models and calculations proposed. Hypatia was murdered when a group of Christians seized Hypatia's carriage on her way home. They took her body through the city and burned her body as it was used in incense in order to purify Alexandria. However, her legacy has remained through centuries. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
Hildegard of Bingen was a German abbess, composer, and mystic who lived between 1098 and 1179. She was an innovative thinker of her time, and her ideas had a far-reaching influence on spiritual thought and music in the Middle Ages. Hildegard wrote on subjects such as medicine, theology, cosmology, and the divine, which provided her with inspiration for her compositions. She wrote over 70 musical works, including religious songs and chants. Her most famous composition is the Ordo Virtutum, Play of Virtues, from around 1151. It is one of the earliest surviving moralities and an important example of a liturgical drama. Hildegard's music is known for its expansive modal melodies and captivating rhythms. Her compositions feature complex, intuitive structures, often incorporating multi-chant genres, freely moving melodic lines, and overlapping harmonies. She often incorporated vivid images and symbols that she believed expressed a divine energy and power. But Hildegard was also an accomplished writer and scholar. She wrote several books on topics related to natural philosophy, science, medicine, theology, and mysticism. Her works are characterized by a deep respect for natural truth, and Hildegard believed that all of creation had been given to humanity by God and should be treated with reverence and awe. This reverence is echoed throughout her writing, as she uses symbolism and allegory to explain complex theological concepts in accessible everyday language. Her works were highly influential in the Middle Ages and beyond, and contributed to the development of Christian thought, spirituality, and philosophy. Her writings on the spiritual life greatly influenced the Cistercian order, which was founded during her lifetime. Hildegard's influence reached beyond the confines of her own era. In recent years, she has become a popular figure in modern spirituality, feminism, and ecology movements due to her wisdom and forward-thinking ideas about the environment. Hildegard's fame has also increased due to the rediscovery of her musical works, which are becoming widely performed and recorded by choirs, ensembles, and soloists around the world. Her legacy is an inspiring reminder of the power of music to unite people across boundaries and generations. In October 2012, Pope Benedict XVI named Hildegard as a Doctor of the Church in recognition of her holiness and the originality of her teaching. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
People can be found in different locations throughout the world. Madagascar, Ethiopia, Mexico, Brazil, Honduras, Indonesia, Peru, Turkey, and the USA. The most protected areas for mining opals is Australia. Opal is 5 to 6.5 on the Morse scale of brilliance. It is the birthstone for the month of October, and it is the gemstone for the 14th anniversary. It is believed that opal encourages freedom and independence. The safest way of cleaning opal is with a mild detergent and warm soap water.
Popping on. You see? Birds, fish. That's it. Nothing else. stuff that you get for guinea pigs is actually for birds. That's all you get.
Zoltanite or Saurite is a trade name for the gem variety of the mineral dinosaur. It is a color-changing gemstone. Depending on its light source, Zoltanite's color varies from pinky green in sunlight, champagne in indoor light, and raspberry hues in candlelight. Zoltanite contains traces of helium, iron, titanium, and manganese, which is responsible for the charge in the stone. This beautiful gemstone is extremely rare. Zoltanite was discovered in the 1950s and in 2006. It is found only in one place, in Turkey's remote territorial mountains, 4,000 feet above sea level, near the village of Salamini. Zoltanite is named in honor of the 36 sultans of the Ottoman Empire that ruled the empire from 1289 to 1922. Almost 97% of crystal is lost during the cutting process, which makes this gem even more rare. Zoltanite gems over 5 carats are exceptionally rare. It is one of the few gemstones that is 100% natural. No fillers, rebleaching, or other treatments are done to the stone. Zoltanite is believed to enhance memory and to relieve stress. It is 6.5 to 7 on the mass scale of Mercury. The best way to clear Zoltanite jewelry is with a soft polish and mild soapy water. Heliodor is a member of the beryl family, also known as yellow beryl or golden beryl, the same mineral group that includes aquamarine,
So the Harvey
emerald,
Norman's in a
and morganite.
separate warehouse.
Zhuangxi was a native of the village Meng, part of Chu, where Lao Tse's family came from. Wealthy and independent, he was never linked with contemporary thinkers such as Mencius, and neither ever mentioned the other in his writings. The whole life, then, is nothing but a dream, a game of ephemeral appearances. Once, Zhuangxi dreamed of being a butterfly that flew and enjoyed the freedom of butterflies without remembering that he was a man. When he woke up, he realized that he was Zhuangxi. Zhuangxi's doctrine represents the most ancient development of Taoist thought. This success is also due to his very original style, quick and sharp, thanks to which his works had a great influence not only on Taoist thought, but also on Confucianism, Buddhism, and on all Chinese literary currents in general. Zhuangxi's philosophy is similar to antinomianism, the argument that life is limited and the things to be known are unlimited. He said that using limited to CP unlimited was foolish.
I don't know, Dad. That's so funny. It's so funny. Watch. Good grass. Nice long grass you've got there.
Amazonite is the trade name for the green to blue-green variety of mineral
They're a lot
microcline. It is the
quicker
only
than
microcline
guinea
that is
pigs.
used as a gem.
I don't want to get too close to cell barbed wire fences.
To dark green and blue-green. The source of Amazonite's
I think
color is a
the
mystery.
top two rows are identified.
According to a 1985 study, the blue-green color is caused by the presence of lead and water in the feldspar. Amazonite has been used as a gem for over 200 years. It has been found in archaeological excavations in ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. The stone was officially named
So much quicker than guinea pigs eating the grass. That's what I need in the backyard.
For its unspecified
One of you.
near the
They're not
Amazon.
worried about you.
Despite the fact that Amazonite is found in Brazil and Peru, no known sources of the mineral exist within the Amazon rainforest or near the Amazon River. Other locations where Amazonite is found are the United States, Ethiopia, Canada, China, Myanmar, Pakistan, and Russia.
Wonderful morning.
Amazonite is a 6 to 6.5 on the Mohs scale.
Giant
It is
doggies.
believed that Amazonite is the stone of peace, truth, calms the brain and the nervous system.
Hello, giant doggies.
The best way to clean your Amazonite jewelry is to gently scrub them with a soft
Dad,
toothbrush.
they're so little dogs. What are they doing? I don't know, Dad. That's all funny.
Give me a place to stand and a lever long enough. I will run the world.
Good grass. Nice long grass you've got there.
Archimedes was the most brilliant mathematician of his time. He was also a physicist, engineer, astronomer, and inventor. Archimedes was a practical man who invented many machines, such as pulleys and the Archimedean screw pumping device. His work inspired scientists in the 16th and 17th century. Archimedes was born around 287 BC in the city of Syracuse, Sicily, a self-governing colony in Magna Graecia at the time. The birth date is based on a claim made by the Byzantine Greek historian Josephus that Archimedes lived for 75 years before his death in 212 BC. The most well-known story about Archimedes is about how he invented a method for calculating the volume of a regularly shaped object.
So much
According to the treatise, Archimedes was asked to determine whether the dishonest silver. Archimedes needed to solve the problem without causing any damage to the ground, so he couldn't melt it down to a regular shaped body to calculate its density. Archimedes discovered a simple method for estimating the value of He observed that a regular polygon encircled by a circle has a perimeter greater than the circle's circumference. Archimedes devised several countermeasures within Syracuse. One was a powerful hook mounted on a rotating frame that could lift and capsize Roman ships. He is also said to have invented a curved mirror that could focus the sun's rays onto Roman ships and set them on fire. Archimedes' weapon as burning glasses. The device, also known as the Archimedes heat ray, was used to direct sunlight towards approaching ships, causing them to catch fire. In the sand record, Archimedes discusses astronomical measurements of the Earth, Sun, and Moon, and Aristarchus' heliocentric model of the universe. Despite the absence of trigonometry and a chord table, Archimedes describes the procedure and instrument used to make observations, applies correction factors to these measurements, and finally provides the result in the form of upper and lower bounds to account for observational error. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
They're a lot quicker than guinea pigs. I don't want to get too close to the barbed wire fences. And I think the top two rows are electrified.
Shinran was a Japanese Buddhist monk who founded Jodo Shinshu sect of Japanese Buddhism, also known as Shin Pure Land Buddhism. He was born in 1173 in a wealthy family of the Fujiwara clan, a powerful family of imperial regents in Japan. Both his parents died early, and he was only so much quicker than you. Desperate to find out what happens after death, he joined the Shorin temple in modern Kyoto.
One of you.
Then he went to Mount Kie, where he stayed for another 20 years. He did not consider himself a good monk as he couldn't acquire enlightenment, so he moved to the temple of Rokaku, where he had a vision of the representative Honen. After meeting in 1201, Shinran became Honen's student. In the first year with him, Shinran attained enlightenment at the age of 49. During this time as a student, Shinran made some unprecedented moves, like getting married or eating meat, which were both strictly forbidden for monks. His point was to show that Amita's salvation is for all people, not only for monks and priests. In 1207, both Shinran and Honen were exiled
And this is Middle Ridge.
While in exile, Shinran continued to spread the doctrine of salvation from Amida Buddhist compassion. But with time, his teachings diverged from Honen, so later followers used the expression, the true essence of the Pure Land sect, as opposed to the Pure Land sect.
This is
Shinran
right at the edge
accepted other religious approaches in the town, such as Shinto kami, holy powers, astrology, spirits, and divination. But he taught that they could not compare the power of the and considered those as demon
This is all
worship,
Paddy's.
introducing heresiology to
Not
Buddhism.
that long ago,
His
10 years
followers
ago.
used the term heretic to describe Buddhist sects, such as Tachi-Kawa-ryu.
Let the horses
Shinran
eat their
died in
breakfast.
1260.
And then you can get home
New
and
York
eat your
Buddhist Church on
breakfast.
Upper West Side of Manhattan.
We're only
Shinran's
halfway through our
statue,
walk.
peasant hat and
Not even.
sandals, holding a
Third
wooden
of the
stick
way
that
through
looks
our
down
walk.
at the sidewalk. What's special about it is that this particular statue was brought from Hiroshima to New York in 1955. It survived the atomic bomb being only about a mile away from the place where the bomb hit. The plaque says, testimonial to the atomic bomb devastation and a symbol of lasting hope for peace. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
A few times you can actually look quickly in the sun. Protected by clouds.
The colors of amethyst and citrine are produced by iron impurities. The concentration of
Wonderful
iron
morning.
is much higher in the yellow than in the violet sectors.
Giant doggies.
Ametrine is 7 on the Mohs scale of hardness.
Giant doggies.
Rectangular step cut of ametrine
Hello, giant
displays the
doggies.
mass of its bipolar effect. It was believed that ametrine
the size of the dogs.
healing, and
Hey, dogs. What are they doing?
emotional matters.
That's so funny.
The safe way to clean your ametrine is to use warm soapy water and a soft brush or cloth.
Hey? Aren't they? Yeah. So funny. Rush. Good grass. Nice long
Russelite
grass you've
is one
got
of the
there.
youngest gemstones. What we know as russelite is actually chrome diopside. Diopside
They're a
is
lot,
calcium and
quicker than
magnesium
guinea
silicate
pigs.
mineral found in
I don't want to
various
get too
parts
close.
of
This is
the
all
world,
barbed wire
and with the presence
fences.
of chromium impurities, can be used as a gemstone known
And I think
as
the
chrome
top
diopside.
2 rows are
The presence
electrified.
of chrome is often seen as an indicator that diamonds can be found nearby. Its green color ranges from a bright grassy green color
Wonderful
all
morning,
the way to
everybody.
dark shadowy forest green that is almost black.
Giant doggies.
Russelite was discovered only in 1988
Giant
in
doggies.
eastern Siberia, Russia.
Hello,
Due to the
giant
rough weather
doggies.
conditions, russelite is mined only 3 months a year, and
Dad,
only
the
around
size of
10% of
the
the
dog.
rough ends up
Hello,
in
dogs.
polished
Hello,
gem.
Dad.
That makes it a
That's so
very
funny.
rare and collectible gemstone. This beautiful gemstone can also be found in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Myanmar, and Madagascar. Russelite is 5.5 on the Mohs scale of hardness. It is the gemstone for nature lovers and those of us with concerns about the future of the planet. It is believed that it
Wonderful
can help
morning,
you fix
everybody.
broken relationships by encouraging you to make the first
Giant
move.
doggies.
And if you have children, pets, or elderly
Giant
relatives
doggies.
or friends who rely on you for their
Hello,
daily
giant
needs,
doggies.
Russelite will provide the strength you need to help them.
Dad, the
Russelite should
size
be
of
cleaned
the
with a
dog.
mild solution of warm soapy
Hello,
water
dogs. Hello,
and a
Dad.
soft brush.
That's so funny. Hey? Aren't they? Yeah. So funny.
If the ox could think, it would
Good
attribute
grass. Nice long
oxality
grass
to
you've
God,
got there.
Xenocrates. Xenocrates was a Platonist, one of 5 scholarchs, leaders of the Platonic Academy, from
They're a
339
lot
to 314
quicker than
BC.
guinea pigs.
He taught that there
I don't
are
wanna
3
get too
aspects of
close to
human
this little
being:
barbed wire
sense,
fences.
intellect, and opinion. Unity and duality are gods that rule the
And I
world.
think the
God
top
is in
2 rows
every
are
human, but
electrified.
there are demonical powers that are in between divine and the mortal, which consist in conditions of the soul. For him, Platonic ideas and mathematical objects are the
Daddy,
same,
look
and
at these
virtue
teddy
produces
bears.
happiness. Xenocrates
wanna
was born
play with
around
them.
396 BC in Chalcedon. Nowadays, the district of Istanbul called Kadıköy.
So much
He
quicker
moved to
than guinea
Athens
pigs
at an early
eating
age and
grass.
eventually became a student of Plato.
That's what I need in the
He
backyard.
visited Sicily with him in 361 BC.
They're not worried
After
about
Plato's
you.
death and Seussippus' presidency,
Yeah, I know.
Xenocrates became the third scholarch of the Old Academy in 339 BC. He was 3 times in a diplomatic mission to Macedonia and managed to negotiate peace with them.
His laughter.
As a reward, he was offered Athenian citizenship
The
that he
laughing cow.
declined.
Because it's better
The
to
price
laugh.
of the peace was a change of constitution, and thousands of
Jumping around,
Athenians were
carrying on.
deprived of their rights. So Xenocrates didn't want to accept citizenship in a country with a constitution he was fighting against. He died around 314
And this
BC in his house at
is
the age
Middle
of 82 when he tripped over a bronze pot.
It's the next
Some famous
suburb
scholars have frequented
south
Xenocrates'
from
lectures,
us.
like Ptolemy, who succeeded him as scholar.
And
of the
can you
Academy.
believe it? Just in
Then
that suburb,
academic
you
Trantor,
get
as well as
paddocks and
Xenophon,
horses.
the founder of Stoic school,
This is
and Epicurus,
right at the edge
who founded
of
Epicureanism.
town. at the
Xenocrates
moment.
was a
As you can
typical
see, there's
representative
new
of the
housing
Old Academy
development going in.
and adhered strictly to the
New
Platonist
housing
doctrine.
development there. And
In his
this
many
is all
works, he
new
covered
housing
almost the
development.
whole program of the school, but his
This is all
focus was
paddocks.
mostly on ethics and metaphysics.
Not that long ago.
He made a
10
more
years ago.
distinctive division of philosophy into 3 parts: physics, dialectics,
Let
and
the
ethics.
horses eat their breakfast.
In ethics, he said
And
that
then you can
besides
get-
good and bad,
get home and
there
eat
is
your
something in
breakfast.
between. Good has
only
value
halfway
for
through our
itself,
walk.
and we should strive
Not
after
even.
it. And bad
About
is
a
the
third
opposite.
of the way through our walk.
Those things in between,
Here we
like
are.
health, wealth, beauty, fame,
See you later,
don't have
everyone.
value in
Take care.
themselves. But Xenocrates didn't consider them worthless. That would depend on how we use them. By misuse,
pretty
good can
cool.
become evil and vice versa.
Picture of the sun.
By virtue, evil could become good. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends.
See you in my next video.
Well, a few times you can actually look directly in the sun.
In 1998, NASA discovered that hematite is the mineral which gives planet Mars its reddish-brown surface, making it appear as red in the night sky. The reason for Mars's
Protected
nickname,
by clouds.
the Red Planet. Hematite is 5.5 to 6 on the Mohs scale of hardness. It is believed that hematite helps to balance emotions and mental state of mind and encourage the wearer to strive for their dreams and desires. The best way to clean your hematite jewelry is with mild soap and warm water.
Max got the kind of shame off. Hello.
Nicholas Copernicus, born on February 19, 1473 in Turin, today Poland, was a prominent astronomer and mathematician. His revolutionary heliocentric model of the universe challenged the prevailing geocentric view and laid the foundation for modern astronomy. Copernicus was born into an affluent merchant family. Following his father's death, he was entrusted to the care of his uncle, who was on the path to becoming a bishop. Copernicus received the best education available during that time. His learning included astronomy, astrology, and then, like many others of his social status in Europe, he went to Italy to study medicine and law. Copernicus's major work, De Revolutionibus Orbium Coelestium, on the revolutions of the celestial spheres, published after his death in 1543, presented his heliocentric theory that contradicted the Ptolemaic geocentric model endorsed by the Catholic Church for centuries, which believed the Earth was the center of the universe. According to Copernicus, the Sun, not the Earth, was at the center of the solar system, with the planets, including Earth, orbiting it, and that Earth is a planet which, besides orbiting the Sun annually, also turns once daily on its own axis. The heliocentric model was based on extensive observations of celestial bodies and careful mathematical calculations. However, Copernicus was cautious in presenting his theory and was aware of the potential backlash from the church. He dedicated his book to Pope Paul III, hoping to avoid controversy. Although Copernicus's ideas were met with resistance initially, his work laid the foundation for the scientific advancements of the following centuries. His theories were embraced by later astronomers such as Galileo Galilei and Johannes Kepler, who built upon his ideas and refined our understanding of planetary motion. Nicholas Copernicus's contributions to astronomy and his courage to challenge the prevailing dogma have earned him a revered place in scientific history. His heliocentric model revolutionized our understanding of the universe, marking a turning point in human thought and paving the way for the scientific revolution. Copernicus's legacy endures as a testament to the power of observation, mathematical reasoning, and the pursuit of knowledge, inspiring generations of scientists to question and explore the mysteries of the cosmos. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
You just did zoomies. You did. You just did zoomies. Good boy, eh? Good boy. Where you been? Where you been? Where you been? What have you been up to? Huh? Hey, Mac. Hey, beautiful boy. Got your stitches out too? Yay. You came running up to the fence all happy when you saw us. Good boy, eh? Oh, got the leg going. Yeah, got the leg going. Beautiful boy. Take out these. They're a bit vicious, these two. They're typical huskies. Oh, she'll snap and bite. So, I'm not too sure about this puppy thing. I know, sweetie. I know. Yeah, you'll take it on, wouldn't you? You would take it on too, wouldn't you, boy? Or are you just jealous of your girlfriend playing with a doggy? Oh, good, man.
Whether Zeno's work preceded and influenced the philosophy of the earliest and Anaxagoras, or inversely, is not known with certainty. But it is clear that it strongly influenced the atomism of Leucippus and Democritus. He died about 425 BC in Elea. Although Zeno has no work of his own, he has managed to be quite controversial with all his paradoxes, challenging the most respectable mathematicians of the time. Without them being able to refute him, Zeno was undoubtedly one of the important early Greek logicians.
You just did zoomies. You did. You just did zoomies. Good boy, eh? Good boy. Where you been?
Tony Bet get treated like a VIP, enjoying live games, slots, and lots of jackpots. That's what. Quick registration, quick withdrawal, play at Tony Bet.
Yay! You came running up to the fence all happy when you saw us. Good boy,
a naturally occurring mineral known as the oldest rock on the
got the
Earth.
leg going.
4 billion years old. Zircon comes in many different colors: yellow, golden, green,
hey, beautiful boy.
red, reddish brown, colorless.
You think out these?
The name zircon derives from the Persian word zargan.
They're a bit vicious, these two. They're typical huskies.
Colorless zircon was used as the most expensive diamond substitute. And still today, the name zircon means imitation of diamond. Zircon is often confused.
I'm not too sure about this puppy thing.
However, the two are completely different substances.
I know, sweetie.
Only
I know.
one thing in common. Both contain the elements
Yeah, you'll take it on, wouldn't you? You would take it on too, wouldn't you, boy? Or are you just jealous of your girlfriend playing with a doggy? Oh, good, man.
Zoltanite or pyrite is a trade name for the gem variety of the mineral diaspora. It is a color-changing gemstone. Depending on its light source, zoltanite's color varies from pale green in sunlight, champagne in indoor light, and raspberry hues in candlelight.
Max got the kind of
Zoltanite
shame off.
Titanium and manganese, which is responsible for the
You just did zoomies. You did.
This
You
beautiful
just did
gemstone is
zoomies.
extremely rare.
Good boy, eh?
Zoltanite was discovered in the
Where you been?
a commercial
Where you
mining
been?
scam in
Where
2006.
you been? What have you been up to?
It is mined only in one place, in Turkey's remote Anatolian mountains,
Hey, beautiful.
4,000 feet above
Got your
sea
stitches out
level, near the
too?
village of Salerno.
Yeah. And you came running up to the fence all happy when you saw us. You good boy, eh? Yeah. Oh, got the leg going. Daddy got the leg going. Hey, beautiful boy. What do you think, Andy?
We are more curious about the meaning
They're
of
a
dreams
bit
than
vicious,
things we see when we wake.
They're typical
Diogenes
huskies.
Laertius. Diogenes Laertius wrote about some of the philosophical and contextual teachings of the Greek and Italian philosophy without attempting to interpret or expand on them. Because of loss of so many of Diogenes'
I'm not too
primary
sure about the
sources,
topic thing.
his work has become the most important surviving source on the history of Greek
sweetie.
philosophy.
I know.
Diogenes must have lived after
Yeah,
Sextus
you'd take it on, wouldn't you?
She mentioned,
You would
before
take it
the
on
revival
too,
of
wouldn't you,
Stephanus
boy?
of Byzantium, the Sopater of Opinion, both of whom he quotes. Nothing
Or
is
you
known
just
about his
jealous
life,
of your
though.
girlfriend?
His
Playing with a
most
doggy.
famous work, Lives and Opinions of Eminent Philosophers, was initially written in Greek and recorded to account the lives
Oh,
and sayings
good
of Greek
man.
philosophers. Although it is, at best, an undoubtedly most uncritical and unphilosophical compilation, its value as an insight into the public and private lives and doings of Greek sages prompted Montaigne to write that he wished there had been a dozen Laertius instead of one. Diogenes divides his subjects into two schools, the Ionic and the Italic. The division is somewhat dubious and appears to be based on Socion's lost doxography.
Shame on.
The Ionian school biographies begin with the study of Anaximander, and after that ends with Clytomachus, Theophrastus,
Just did
Christopher.
zoomies.
The Italian
You
school
did.
biographies begin
You
with
just did
Pythagoras and end
zoomies.
with Epicurus.
Good boy,
In the late
eh?
1150s, Henricus Aristippus,
Where you been?
the Archdeacon
Where you
of
been?
Catania, then produced an
Where you
extensive
been?
Latin
What have you been up to?
translation of Diogenes Laertius's book in southern Italy, which has since been lost or destroyed. English
your stitches
translation of
out
his work
too?
began in the 17th century,
Yeah.
18th, 19th, and
You
20th
came running up
centuries.
to the fence all happy when you
Despite his
saw us.
importance in the history of
Good
Western
boy,
philosophy and the controversy surrounding it, Diogenes Laertius, according
got the
to
leg going.
Gian Mario Cal, has not received adequate philosophical attention. He was mostly criticized for writing more on the superficial details on philosophers' lives that
beautiful
even
boy.
he didn't know whether they were true or not.
You think,
He
Andy?
often didn't confirm his sources, and sometimes he wrote more about lives than teachings of the philosophers.
They're a bit vicious.
Thank you for watching.
They're
Don't
typical
hesitate to comment
huskies.
below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
Okay, put it that way. He won't die.
Alright, she'll snap and bite. So,
Boy.
I'm not too sure about this hoppy thing. I know, sweetie. I know.
Ruby is one
Yeah,
of
you'll
the four
take it on,
precious
wouldn't you?
stones along with
You'll take it
diamond,
on too, wouldn't you,
sapphire,
boy,
and emerald. It is an orange-red to a purple-red variety.
Well, you're just jealous
the
of your
mineral
girlfriend.
corundum,
Playing with a
the
doggy.
same mineral that includes sapphire. Ruby's red color is due to the element
Oh, good
chromium.
man.
And to be considered a ruby, there must be enough chromium to give the gem a unique red color. The name ruby comes from the Latin word ruber, which means red. Ruby is mentioned 4 times in the Bible in connection with beauty and wisdom. In the ancient language of Sanskrit, this beautiful gemstone is called Ratnaraj, which means king of precious stones.
Shame off.
Ruby became one of the most sought-after gems of European royalty. It was known as the
just did
gemstone of
zoomies.
nobles.
You did.
Rubies that
You just
originate
did
in marble,
zoomies.
black iron.
Good
This
boy,
makes them
eh?
an intense red color. Like, for example,
Where you been?
rubies from
Where you been?
Myanmar, the
Where you been?
Himalayas,
What have you been up to?
and northern Vietnam. Other important sources of rubies are Mozambique,
Got your stitches out too?
Tajikistan,
Yeah.
Sri Lanka,
You came running up to the
Tanzania,
fence all happy when you saw
Pakistan,
us. You
and
good boy, eh?
Madagascar. The finest and most valuable ruby is deep red with a hint of purple, known in trade as pigeon's blood ruby. Ruby is 9 on the Mohs scale of hardness.
Beautiful boy.
It is the birthstone for the month of July. And it is a gemstone for 15th and 40th wedding anniversaries.
They're a bit vicious, these two. They're typical huskies.
Protects possessions and family. The best way to clean your rubies is to gently scrub them with a soft toothbrush.
Snap and bite. I'm not too sure about this hoppy tea. I know, sweetie. I know. Yeah, you'd take it on, wouldn't you? You would take it on too, wouldn't you, boy?
Boy.
Or you're just jealous of your girlfriend playing with a doggy.
Due to its intense and distinct
Oh, good, Mac.
It is a difficult material to facet. Iolite cannot be heat treated to increase its blue color intensity because of its low melting point, which cannot withstand high temperatures. Faceted gems weighing more than 5 carats are very rare. The majority of the stones are 2 carats or smaller.
Mac's got the cone of shame off. Hello, Mac. You just did zoomies. You did. You just did zoomies. Good your boy, Good your boy, Where you been? Where you been? Where you been? What have you been up to? Huh?
Give me a place to stand and a lever long enough, and I will move the world.
Too?
Archimedes.
Yay.
Archimedes was the most brilliant mathematician of his time. He was also a physicist, engineer, astronomer, and inventor. Archimedes was a practical man who invented many machines, such as pulleys and the Archimedean screw-pumping device. His work inspired scientists in the 16th and 17th century. Archimedes was born around 287 BC in the city of Syracuse, Sicily, a self-governing colony in Magna Graecia at the time. The birth date is based on a claim made by the Byzantine Greek historian John Tzitzis that Archimedes lived for 75 years before his death in 240 BC. The most well-known story about Archimedes is about how he invented a method for calculating the volume of an irregularly shaped object. According to Vitruvius, Archimedes was asked to determine whether the dishonest goldsmith had substituted some silver. Archimedes needed to solve the problem without causing any damage to the ground, so he couldn't melt it down to a regular shaped volume to calculate its density. Archimedes discovered a simple method for estimating the value around 200 BC. He observed that a regular polygon encircled by a circle has a perimeter greater than the circle's circumference. Archimedes devised several countermeasures within Syracuse. One was a powerful hook mounted on a rotating crane that could lift and capsize Roman ships. He is also said to have invented a curved mirror that could focus the sun's rays onto Roman ships and set them on fire. Archimedes' weapon as burning glasses. The device, also known as the Archimedes heat ray, was used to direct sunlight towards approaching ships, causing them to catch fire. In the Sand Reckoner, Archimedes discusses astronomical measurements of the Earth, Sun, and Moon. Aristarchus' heliocentric model of the universe. Despite the absence of trigonometry and a chord table, Archimedes describes the procedure and instrument used to make observations, applies correction factors to these measurements, and finally provides the result in the form of upper and lower bounds to account for observational error. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
Oh, got the leg going. There you got the leg going. Hey, beautiful boy. Come here, take out.
Whether Zeno's work proceeded and influenced the philosophy of
they're a bit vicious, these two. They're typical huskies.
Not known with certainty. But it is clear that it strongly influenced the communism of Leosippus and
She'll
Democritus.
snap and bite.
He died about 425 BC.
I'm not too sure about this hoppy thing.
He has managed to be quite controversial with all his paradoxes, challenging the most respectable mathematicians of the time.
Yeah, you'll take it on, wouldn't
without them being able to
You'll take it on too,
Zeno
wouldn't you,
was
boy?
undoubtedly one of the important early Greek logicians.
Boy.
Well, you're just jealous of your girlfriend playing with a doggy. Oh, good, Mac.
The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates, arguably the most influential philosopher of all time. Known as the father of philosophy, Socrates is famous for his curiosity and habit of questioning everything. Not only did he change the course of history with his ideas, but he paved the way for various fundamental concepts that led to present-day Western philosophy.
He just did zoomies.
Hey there, guys. You're watching Few Minutes Knowledge. In this video, we're talking about Socrates, the backbone of modern philosophy.
What have you been up to?
He was born in 469 BC in Athens, Greece, and nearly spent all his life there. Before devoting his life to philosophy, he was a soldier and a stonecutter. That's pretty much all we know about his life and upbringing, because he didn't write much about it. All that we know about his personal self comes from his contemporaries, the most famous being his student Plato.
Hey, beautiful boy. Come here, take out these. They're a bit vicious, these two. They're typical huskies.
Acid, put it that way. He won't die.
Oh, she'll snap and bite.
Boy.
I'm not too sure about this hoppy thing. I know, sweetie. I know. Yeah, you'll take it on,
Risking
wouldn't
the
you?
wrong decision
You would take it on too, wouldn't you, boy?
Maimonides. Maimonides was a Hispanic Jew
just
born in
jealous of your
Cordova,
girlfriend
Spain,
playing
under
with a doggy.
Almoravid Empire. He was a famous and very influential Torah scholar and a philosopher, eminent astronomer and physician. He was born in 1138, at the time that was considered the end of the golden era of Jewish culture in Iberian Peninsula. His father was a Spanish-Jewish judge, Dayan. Maimonides developed interest in philosophy and sciences at an early age. He studied Torah under his father, but also read Greek philosophers translated to Arabic and learned of Islamic culture as well. When the Almohads invaded Spain, Jewish and Christian communities were left with three options: convert to Islam, death, or exile. Maimonides' family chose exile. First, they moved around southern Spain and eventually settled in Fez, Morocco. During that time, he wrote his famous commentaries on the Mishnah, or the Oral Torah, the first written collection of the Jewish oral traditions. From Fez, he moved shortly to Palestine before settling in Fustat, the first capital of Egypt, nowadays part of Cairo. There, he studied in the yeshiva, a traditional Jewish educational institution attached to a small synagogue that bears his name today. Hoping to increase wealth, Maimonides' family gave their savings to his youngest brother to go and buy goods in Sudan. But he decided to board the ship and go to India. On his way there, the ship sank and he drowned, leaving Maimonides in deep grief and broke. Without money, he turned to the position of physician. He was already famous for his knowledge in this area, and soon he became personal physician to the Sultan Saladin. In spite of being busy, he wrote a lot and described many conditions, including asthma, diabetes, pneumonia, hepatitis, and influenced many generations of physicians.
I'm not too sure about this hoppy thing.
Arabic medicine. Maimonides died in 1204 in Fustat, and by his wish, his remains were taken and buried in Tiberias. There is today a tomb of Maimonides that marks his grave, but in Cordova, there is also a statue in his honor, reminding future generations of his contributions to the world. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
Other locations where Amazonite is found are the United States, Ethiopia, Canada, China, Myanmar, Pakistan, and Russia.
See ya.
Amazonite is a 6 to 6.5 on the Mohs scale. It is believed Amazonite is the stone of peace.
Hey, Mac,
truth,
you're
and
a good
harmony,
boy.
calms the brain and the nervous system.
Yeah.
The best way to clean your Amazonite
Max,
jewelry
get the cone
is to
and
gently
shame
scrub
off.
them with a soft toothbrush and warm soapy water.
Max got the cone and shame off. Hello, Mike. Max got the cone and shame off. Hello, Mike.
Today, it is estimated that iron ore
You just did
is
zoomies.
70%
You
of the
did.
world's supply
You just
of
did
high-quality
zoomies.
jadeite.
Good
But
boy,
jade can
eh?
also be found in New Zealand, Canada,
Where you been?
Taiwan,
Where you been?
Guyana,
Where you been? What have you
Suriname, Southern Europe,
Max got the cone and shame off.
and China.
Hello, Mike.
Jadeite has hardness between 6 to 7 on the Mohs scale, while
You just did
nephrite is between
zoomies.
6 to 6.5.
You did. You just did
Jade is the official
zoomies.
gem for the 12th
Good boy,
anniversary.
eh? Good boy.
In general, it is
Where
believed
you
that
been?
jade
Where
attracts
you been?
love, protects
Where you
travelers,
been? What have you
keeps
been
you
up to?
relaxed, and brings harmony, prosperity, and good luck. The best way to clean your jade is to dip a
Got your
soft
stitches
cloth
out
into the
too?
soapy water and gently
Yeah.
wash the gem.
And you came running up to the fence all happy when you saw us. Ain't you, boy, eh? Eh? Oh, got the leg going. There, got the leg going.
Ammonite
Max
is
got the cone
fossilized
shame
ammonite
off.
shell.
Hello, Mike.
Ammonites were marine creatures similar to squids and coral
You just did
shells.
zoomies. You
In
did.
the time when the
You just
Earth
did
had only one
zoomies.
continent called
Ain't you, boy,
Pangaea,
eh?
ammonites were living in the global ocean
Where you been?
called
Where you
Panthalassa.
been? Where you been?
Until
What have you been up
66
to?
million years ago, ammonites and dinosaurs were extinct by the impact of a massive asteroid.
Got your stitches out too? Yay. And you came running up to the fence all happy when you saw us. Ain't you, boy, eh? Eh? Oh, got the leg going. There, got the leg going.
Blaise Pascal was a French mathematician, physicist, and philosopher who lived during the 17th century. He is one of the most significant figures in the development of modern mathematics, but his contributions to the fields of physics and philosophy were significant too. Pascal was born in Clermont-Ferrand in 1623. His father was a local judge, and his mother died when he was only 3 years old.
I'm not too sure
Despite
about
the early loss of his mother, Pascal was a gifted child who showed a natural aptitude for mathematics from a young age. By the time he was a teenager, he had already made several important discoveries in the field of geometry. At the age of 19, Pascal invented the first mechanical calculator, known as the Pascaline. This device was able to perform addition and subtraction, and it was considered a significant technological advancement at the time. Pascal continued to work on improving the Pascaline, and he also made important contributions to the study of probability theory, which would become a cornerstone of modern mathematics. Pascal also made important contributions to the field of physics. He conducted a series of experiments that helped to establish the principles of hydrostatics, which is the study of fluids at rest. He also worked on the study of atmospheric pressure, and his work in this area led to the development of the barometer. Philosophy was another field where Pascal's work was also notable, particularly his writings on the nature of belief and faith. He was a devout Christian who believed that reason and faith were not in conflict with one another, but rather that they worked together to create a deeper understanding of the world. In his most famous work, Pensée, Pascal argued that humans are fundamentally flawed and that we are unable to fully comprehend the nature of God. Despite his many accomplishments, Pascal's life was cut short. He suffered from poor health for much of his life, and he died at the age of 39 from a brain hemorrhage. Blaise Pascal was a remarkable figure in the history of science and philosophy. His work in mathematics and physics helped to lay the foundations for many of the advancements that would come in these fields in the centuries to follow. Pascal's legacy serves as a reminder of the power of the human mind to make remarkable discoveries and advancements, even in the face of adversity and limitation. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
Oh, got the leg going. There you go, the leg going. Hey, beautiful boy. Hey, take it out,
Opal is a hydrated amorphous form of silicon.
They're a bit vicious, they're typical huskies.
But in most cases, it would
She'll snap and bite. I know, it's ready. I know. Yeah, you'll take it on, wouldn't you? You would take it on too, wouldn't you, boy? Well, you get jealous of your girlfriend playing with a doggy. Oh, good man.
Precious opal is the largest the phenomenon in which the stone displays colors of the rainbow. Opal doesn't display plain color. Opals are divided into 5 main types: white or light.
Hey, man, you're a good boy. Yeah, you were. Well done, mister.
Crystal or water opal. Opal can be found in different locations around the world: Madagascar, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Peru.
Can we go back to our padding now?
And the USA.
Okay.
The most productive areas for mining opals is Australia.
It's all wound up.
6.5 It is the birthstone for the month of October.
Let's get the
And it is the birthstone for the month of The safest way to clean the opal is with a mild detergent.
Zoomies. You did. You just did zoomies. Good boy, eh? Where you been? Where you been? Where you been? What have you been up to? Got your stitches out too. Yeah. You get running up to the fence all happy when you saw us. Good boy, eh? Got the leg going. There you go, the leg going. And beautiful boy. Take out. They're a bit vicious, these two. They're typical husky. She'll snap and bite. I'm not too sure about the poppy thing. I know, it's ready. I know. Yeah, you'll take it on. Yeah. You'll take it on too, wouldn't you, boy? Or you just jealous of your girlfriend playing with a dog? Oh, good man. Hey, Mag, you're a good boy. Yeah, you were. Well done, mister. Well done, mister.
Which makes this gem even more rare. Zoltanite gems over 5 carats are exceptionally rare. It is one of the few gemstones that
Can we go back back to our padding now. Okay. Go back to padding. He's all wound up. Hey, yeah, big boy. Hey, big boy. Fluffy buff. Hey, big boy, big fluffy buff. It's gonna be hot today, mister. You should come over. Have some pool time. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Protagoras of Abdera was an ancient Greek philosopher, a pre-Socratic sophist who lived during the 5th century BCE. His teachings on language, truth, and morality influenced many of the great thinkers of antiquity, including Plato and Aristotle. Even though he wrote several works, only some fragments have survived. Antiologiae and Truth, also known as The Throes, thanks to Plato. Some other works attributed to him are On the Gods, Imperative, On Ambition, On Incorrect Human Actions, and others. Protagoras wrote various philosophical subjects. He is well known for his skeptical approach to knowledge, which maintained that all ideas and truths are relative and dependent on individual perception and experience. This has come to be known as Protagorean relativism, or the idea that man is the measure of all things, misinterpreted by Plato that there is no objective truth.
We're going to continue our walk.
Truth. And that created a controversy as it was opponent to how the world around us was seen by scholars at that time. Protagoras was also an advocate for democracy, arguing that citizens should be able to participate in decision-making and government. He believed that each individual has their own unique perspective, and that the collective wisdom of all citizens should be consulted when making decisions. This has come to be known as his Protagorean democracy. In addition to these philosophical topics, Protagoras was a master rhetorician who wrote treatises on how to make effective arguments in the courts, with some of his works still being used in modern legal theory. His influence on rhetoric was so strong that he was referred to as the father of eloquence. Protagoras' views have had a lasting impact on Western philosophy and political thought. Plato, for example, used Protagoras' definition of man as the measure of all things in his own works.
They're a bit vicious.
Aristotle also wrote extensively on Protagoras' ideas, referencing them in several of his own works. In more modern times, scholars argue that the foundation for today's democratic ideals can be found in the works of Protagoras. As such, it is easy to see why Protagoras continues to influence Western thought even thousands of years later. His rhetoric was so convincing and his views so strong that his legacy has not only been preserved, but it is still relevant to modern-day philosophy. Protagoras' ideas are timeless and continue to be studied and discussed by scholars throughout the ages. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
You're a good boy, yeah, you were.
Amber is the hardened resin of some types of ancient trees that has been fossilized over millions of years. Amber has been valued since early times. Egyptian pharaoh. The Greeks called amber electrum.
It just did zoomies. It did. It just did zoomies.
During the Middle Ages, again to prevent a spread of
Where you been? Where you been? What have you been up to? Got your stitches out too. Yeah. Okay, run up there. I think so happy with you, Forrest. Thank you, boy. Oh, gotta let go. Gotta let go. They're a bit vicious, these two. They're typical huskies. She'll snap and bite. I'm not too sure about the puppy thing.
Women should be treated as human beings, not as domestic animals.
Yeah, you'll take it off, wouldn't you?
Averroes, originally
boy.
was an Andalusian philosopher who started a philosophical movement called
Were you just
Averroes.
jealous of your girlfriend?
He was best known by his treatises and commentaries on Aristotle's philosophy, whose proponent he was. Translations of his books into Latin and Greek reawakened interest of the Western world in Aristotle and Greek philosophers after the fall of the Roman Empire. Besides philosophy, Averroes wrote numerous works in the fields of theology, medicine, astronomy, linguistics, mathematics, physics, psychology, and Islamic law. He was the one who proposed a new theory of stroke, first to describe the symptoms of Parkinson's disease, and probably the first one to point out retina as part of the eye responsible for sense of light. His medical encyclopedia, Collagen, became a school book for centuries. Averroes was born in 1126 in Córdoba, Spain, from a well-known family whose grandfather was the chief judge and the imam of the great mosque of Córdoba. He got an excellent education, including traditions of the Islamic prophet and Muhammad, jurisprudence, medicine, and theology. By 1153, he went to Marrakesh to help build a new college of astronomical. There, he was introduced to linguistics, and he started writing commentaries on Aristotle in 1169. He was back and forth between Córdoba and Seville on one side and Marrakesh on the other side. Being appointed as judge all the way up to chief judge, like his grandfather. In spite of increased responsibilities and traveling, he wrote a lot, and many of his works between 1169 and 1170. After once again returning to the court of Marrakesh, he died shortly afterwards in 1198. Initially buried in North Africa, his body was later moved to after being translated into Latin. His writing attracted many followers known as the Latin Averroists, with major centers in Paris and Padua. The Roman Catholic Church reacted against the spread of Averroism and condemned his doctrine as opposed to the doctrines of the Church. They condemned him 2 times, in 1270 and 1277. Also a prominent Catholic thinker, Thomas Aquinas wrote a detailed attack on his theory that all humans share the same intellect. All this was weakening of Averroism, but it still lasted until 16th century. Did that make you die coming down to see your boyfriend? Today we can see a fresco, the School of Athens, in Vatican's Apostolic Palace, painted by famous Italian painter Raphael in 1501. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.
Glad you're excited to see us. He was doing zoomies and everything. Happy boy. We're going to continue our walk. Otherwise it's going to get too hot.
Seneca went as a boy to Rome with his uncle, and there he was trained as an orator and was educated in philosophy. He pursued a career in politics and law. Seneca's lasting contribution to philosophy has been to the school of Stoicism as a major philosophical figure of the Roman imperial period. He wrote in several books on Stoicism, the majority of which were on ethics. Seneca considers himself a follower of the philosophical system and uses the first person, plural, we, to refer to the Stoics. Rather than calling Seneca an orthodox Stoic, we might say he writes within the Stoic system. Seneca emphasizes his intellectual independence. Most of his notable works are in the form of letters. Like the one about the shortness of life, it is not that we have a limited amount of time, but that we waste much of it. Life is long enough, and has been given generously enough to allow us to accomplish the greatest things. The entirety of it is weather.
The Godhead. And how do we know she's a husky? She's impatient.
According to legend, Vikings eating the violet slices helped them locate the sun on a cloudy day. The name Iolite comes from the Greek word ios, which means violet. Because Iolite has a similar appearance to
she has
many
got
of these
red
stones.
in her guard hair. And how do we know she's a husky? She's cheeky. She's impatient. She ignores just about every command. She's super friendly. She's a little aggressive with meeting new dogs. She's full of beef. She sheds like there's no tomorrow.
Amber is the hardened resin of some types of ancient trees.
So apart from the blue eyes, now huskies can have brown eyes, and I have
Egyptian
got her
pharaoh
certificate here.
Tutankhamun was buried with pieces of carved amber for the after.
So registered as a pedigree.
Electron, because it will produce static energy.
So her full name is Deceiver Vision of Titan. So, yep, she's registered as a grey and white. Well, good morning, everybody.
Carnelian is a variety of the mineral chalcedony. Its yellow-orange, reddish-orange to orange-brown color is due to the element iron. The name carnelian derives from the Latin word carneus, which means fleshy in reference to stones. Comes from India, but gem-quality sources also include Brazil, Egypt, and Uruguay. Carnelian has been treasured throughout history, and for centuries has been engraved in artistic ways. Egypt made carnelian the sunset stone because they believed and channeled it into the ground. Nowadays, it's believed that carnelian is written simple on the small scale of hardness. The best way to clean your carnelian stone is with warm soapy water and a soft cloth.
She's brown eyes. She's technically a grey, but she has got red in her guard hairs.
Coral reefs grow very slowly, often as little as just a few millimeters per year.
And how do we know
from the size of a houseplant to a continent-wide reef, such as Australia's Great Barrier Reef, which is the world's largest coral reef.
She ignores just about every command.
CIA Federation classified corals in two groups: precious corals and common corals. According to the World precious corals are species belonging to the family Corallidae. They come in red, pink, white, and salmon colors. These corals have porcelain-like shades
like there's no tomorrow,
and they are used in high-end jewelry and art decoration.
Right. So apart from the blue eyes, now huskies can have brown eyes, and I have got her certificate here. So, registered as a pedigree. So her full name, Kiva Vision of Titan. ignores just about every
such as
command.
cat's eye, is the presence of not only iron,
Super
but
friendly.
also chromium because of more expensive than stone.
Is a little
The
aggressive with
largest
meeting
facet
new
of
dogs.
Alexandrite is 66 carats and is displayed in the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. It is a gemstone that is very rarely treated.
Shakes like there's
Even
no
more
tomorrow.
valuable. Alexandrite is 8.5 on the Mohs scale of hardness. It is a birthstone for the month of June.
Apart from the blue eyes, now
The solar system is
and that brown eyes, and I have got first.
intuition. It is
Registered it as a pedigree.
Was never shall be. For if it had come into being, it needs must have nothing before it came into being. Now, if it were nothing, in no wise can anything have risen out of nothing. Melissus of Samos. Melissus's philosophical contribution was a treatise, a systematic argument supporting Eleatic philosophy.
Technically,
He agreed with Parmenides that reality is uncreated, indestructible, invisible, changeless, and motionless. Welcome back, guys, to my YouTube channel, Human Technology. In this video, we're talking about Melissus of Samos. There isn't much information available about Melissus's life. He was born around 500 BC, and his death date is unknown. The little we know about him comes primarily from a brief passage in Plutarch's
ignores
life
just
of
about
Pericles.
every
He led the
command.
Samian fleet in the Samian War, defeating Pericles and the Athenian fleet in 440 BC. Simplicity has preserved much of Melissus's philosophical treatise on nature in his commentaries on Aristotle's physics and on the heavens, and several summaries of his philosophy have come down to us. Dioscurons contains the majority of the remaining fragments. Melissus, unlike Parmenides, wrote this treatise in prose rather than poetry, making it easier to understand than his teachers. Melissus contends that the One is eternal because it neither came into being nor is subject to destruction.
From the blue
While Fragment 1 merely summarizes Parmenides' arguments against being born and dying, Fragment 2 contains Melissus's arguments. Melissus's argument is twofold, addressing the one's temporal aspect as a time, granting the reality of the present moment. He argues that the One is a distant continually in the future. Melissus's treatise, while not as influential as his fellow Eleatics, had a significant impact on philosophy. Furthermore, Melissus's version of Eleatic philosophy was the primary source for its presentation in Plato and Aristotle's works due to its clarity and conciseness. Melissus, according to Eusebius, was part of a philosophical line dominated in Pyrrhonism. Melissus was a creative philosopher who could present clear and direct arguments. Despite his general views and the framework of Eleaticism being similar to Parmenides, he made original contributions and innovations to the substance of Eleatic philosophy. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video. Thomas Aquinas was an Italian Dominican friar and Catholic priest. He was considered to be one of the most influential theologians and philosophers in the history of Christianity. Born in 1225, Aquinas was the eldest son of a noble family in Italy. He started his education at the age of 5 at the Benedictine Abbey, where he was introduced to the works of Aristotle and other Greek philosophers.
The Godhead.
At the age of 16, he was sent to the University of Naples to be educated in the arts and theology.
And how do we know?
At the age of 19, he joined the Dominican Order, a religious group of friars dedicated to preaching, teaching, and defending the faith.
She ignored
Aquinas spent the majority of his life teaching and studying theology at various universities. He wrote extensively on the topics of faith, God, and morality. His most well-known work is the Summa Theologica, which is considered to be one of the most influential works of Christian theology. The Summa Theologica is a compilation of Aquinas' thoughts on a wide range of topics, God, man, and Aquinas develops the philosophical basis for Christian thought by constructing arguments based on reason and the authority of the Church. He also examines topics such as the nature of faith. The work is divided into 3 parts. The first part devoted to the existence of God and His attributes. The second part focused on the nature of man. The third part devoted to moral and spiritual issues. Aquinas was an important figure in the development of scholasticism, a philosophical and theological school of thought which attempted to reconcile faith and reason. Aquinas believed that faith and reason were compatible and could be used together to explain the mysteries of the universe. He argued that faith should be based on reason, and that knowledge should be based on Scripture. Aquinas' philosophical thought was heavily influenced by the works of Aristotle, who he believed provided a sound basis for understanding natural and human nature. He also incorporated elements of Neoplatonism and Christian theology into his work. Aquinas' philosophical system sought to reconcile faith and reason to provide an intellectual foundation for Christian belief. His work continues to be studied and discussed by universities and philosophers and other students of religion today. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to comment below and share this video with your friends. See you in my next video.